Okay, it's Bill here. Again, had to get up early in the morning to watch nonsense. But here's my, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be fun. Of a 4-3 overtime loss to San Jose. All right, let's get into this nonsense. I got up in the morning, had to watch this. I know they fell asleep again. We'll get into that in just a second, but a 4-3 loss to the San Jose Sharks. You know, what word are you going to use to describe this? I'm trying to find the word. There's not a strong enough word. But what the word I'm going to use is gentle. This is a gentle team, a gentle way of playing hockey, and a team that is overall taking the personality of their GM gentle. I saw Sheldon Keefe's interview after the game. You can tell that man doesn't mean a word that comes out of his mouth because he understands what he has. Gentle. That's your Sesame Street word of the day. Gentle. The best player on the ice for both teams, and I watched the game, was Alex Barbanoff. That man used to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was the best. It wasn't Logan Couture. Logan Couture got the goals. But Barbanoff, or he got a couple goals. Barbanoff was the player that drove the play. When Alex Barbanoff is driving the play, there's something wrong with this team. Now, I'm going to take people back to a time and a place where the Leafs were unwatchable. Unwatchable. Meaning, they've always been watchable. The 1980s, with Mike Nikolak, Dan Maloney. See, I'm an old man. Peter Inachek, his brother Miroslav, Greg Therrien, Dan Daou. Those teams didn't have talent. They were tough to watch. But it was an entertaining game, for goodness sakes. It was entertaining. It's not like they didn't try. There was one year with Mike Murphy, in between the Pat Burns era the Nick Beverly era, or whatever the hell that was, to when they went to Pat Quinn. That team with Mike Murphy was unwatchable. It was not fun to watch. There was also a time, and I always do this with people, they tell me they're a Leaf fan, and I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to watch this, and you say you're a Leaf fan, and sure enough, you might be a Leaf fan. Your definition of a Leaf fan might be just a smidgen different than mine. But who is the coach after Randy Carlyle? Don't look it up on Google. Because if you do, then you're kind of cheating. The answer is Peter Hornacek. Peter Hornacek took over for Randy Carlyle in January, and that team decided, I have had enough of playing hockey this year. It was the Tyler Bozak, Joffrey Lupul, James Van Riemsdyk take the night off for about 20 games. This is what this team is doing right now. This team is just as unwatchable as what they were during the Peter Hornacek era, which I believe was like 121. I don't know his record off by hand, but it was really, really bad. And it was not easy to watch the games. That's what's happened. Last year, watching the games, even when they played crap, it was okay. You're enjoying the game of hockey. There was nothing to enjoy about this game. Those first two periods, there's nothing to enjoy about this game. That is unwatchable. That's like for me watching 90 Day Fiancé. I can't watch it. Or Mr. Pimple Popper, my wife puts that on. I can't watch this stuff. I'd rather watch Mr. Pimple Popper than this nonsense that I just put my eyes on for 60 minutes. Let's get into the game. I'm going to show you why this team doesn't show up to play. You have your first line on, you put Kerfoot on it, who cares? right now you could put anyone on. It doesn't matter. This team doesn't work. And I'm going to show you a disgusting effort. How many goals this year have been scored on the Leafs where the face-off took place in the offensive zone? They iced the puck. I want you to watch Mitch Marner try to get that puck back. I want you to watch Austin Matthews try to skate back. Now, Hall's awful, but he's not Muzzin awful, so I get into this debate. But Hall's not going to be there too much longer. Liljegren's 2 weeks out. Hall's not going to be there. I'm not worried about Hall. However, he did get beaten by the one player, but that wasn't the player who scored. Logan Couture scored. Take a look at where Logan Couture was. Take a look at the draw. Watch Marner try to battle for that puck. And watch Matthews, who, by the way, last year, back checked like crazy. Watch his effort this year.
Some bodies and get some energy. The hope is that Kerfoot brings some predictability, maybe a little bit of cohesion that can get them going.
Your thoughts? I've seen flag football way more than that, way more physical than that. That's an awful effort. It's 1-0 before you get going. You can blame Hall all you want. I'm okay. Hall was a factor in what happened on this play. Shelgren got caught up. It's a tough play for a goalie. Like, what do? Go out and play it, or do you expect Hall to get it, or what do you expect? It's a tough play for a goalie. I don't care what goalie you are. It's a tough play. Where's the effort to get back? Where is it? It's not there. There you go. 1-0 San Jose. In a game where you've just got it worked pretty much every game this year. You're playing a bad team, and that's what you bring. Hey, you wonder why I'm going to lose my crap? Unwatchable. Peter Hornacek era effort. Watch Joffrey Lupul in the Peter Hornacek era. That's the kind of effort I just saw for the entire game. The Leafs, David Kampf, who's got more goals than Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. It was a nice play. They actually battled on this play, which is kind of nice. But it was a really nice feed from Kerfoot to Kampf. Marner did get the puck to Kerfoot, but he was touch pass, kind of through the goalie, Kakinen, and it's 1-1. You're thinking, okay, Jesus. Okay, we took the first period off. We're tied 1-1. We did that against Vegas. Okay, guys, get ready for that second period. Let's get going. Let's get on the horse. And nothing. They get a power play. The second period, a couple minutes in, they're on a power play. Unwatchable. Like, all on the outside. Every team that's playing the Leafs is daring. The minute Mitch gets the puck, watch it. Watch the game. Every time Mitch gets the puck, they let him dance. Dance. You can't beat our goalie with a shot, so dance. And Matthews are trying to move him all over the place. Now he did get a goal later on, but they haven't moved him to his friggin' one-timer. And how did he score that goal in the third period? Oh yeah, one-timer. They haven't got him into this. Nylander, Tavares just took the night off. Night off for Nylander. Nylander didn't even put not a second. If he broke a sweat, I'd be shocked. And you do nothing on the power play. And what does that lead to? A Brody trip and an Engvall slash or hook all in the same play. Isn't that special? 5-on-3. Great pass from Barbanoff to Couture. 2-1. And then Couture takes a shot tipped by Timo Meier. 3-1. You're down 3-1 to the San Jose Sharks. Their first line had Alex Barbanoff on it, who, by the way, dominated. 3-1, you go in right near the end of the period, you get a goal. Okay, the perfect play worked. That's great. We tried the perfect play about 75 times. You're 1 for 75. What are you going to do? Marner scores to make it 3-2. You start the third period, a little bit more energy, not crazy energy, but it looked like they might have been a little bit more engaged, and Matthews rips home a power play goal. It's now 3-3. Great. And then I watched Nothing. I watched third lines go out there. I watched Engvall, Jan Rock, some hyphen, Aston Reese. It don't matter. I saw that they put Dennis Malgin and Nick Robertson on the bench. Wow, Dennis Malgin. This is gentle. This is a gentle team. You tell me Dennis Malgin looks at you, you're going to shake in your boots. Dennis Malgin isn't an NHL player. He's not even close. And I would suggest that pretty much everyone I've seen that have hit the third and fourth line. What did the third and fourth line do today? I heard Chris Cuthbert say something like the third line's having a great shift. What? What's your definition of a great shift? You didn't hit anybody. I believe the hits in the game were something ridiculous, like 36-12 for the Sharks. They didn't do anything. This is a team that's supposed to be skilled. They can't complete a pass. They have, I swear to God, I wish someone would count them. They have more turnovers at their blue line and at the offensive blue line than any other team I've ever seen in my life. It's not even close. They can't complete a pass. A 5-foot pass is a challenge. Now, they like to try to throw it through 3 legs on a 5-foot pass. The back pass. Bunting, another back pass. Right back to the point. No one there. This is gentle. This is what it's unwatchable, gentle hockey. I think if I went down to the Curtis Community Center and watched a novice game, way better game. Novice house, like get into it. They're going to be trying. They're going to be flying all over the ice. Well, not flying, but they're going to be trying, falling on their butts. No one can shoot. Well, they probably can shoot harder than Mitch Marner, but no one can shoot. And, they're going to have a great time. I will enjoy that more than what I am currently watching on Sportsnet. This is... Then we get into overtime. And Mitch does the, look at me, I'm like a figure skater, and around I go, and, hand it over. Looks nice. It's beautiful. It's like if you're like a figure skater, they look really cool, right? They're doing like the triple axels and double axels. It looks fantastic. Who gives a, what does it do for you? It looks nice. Doesn't do anything, but it looks beautiful. That's what Mitch did on the first shift. And in a stroke of genius, Sheldon Keefe puts the slowest player in the NHL on a 3-on-3. They win the draw. William Nylander skates, and then Karlsson stays with them, and so that requires effort at that point. So you knew Karlsson was going to get that puck. And he gets the puck. Now, Erik Karlsson just busted his butt down the ice. Tavares, he's skating like this. He'll get there someday. They turn it over. Tavares is your last guy back. Karlsson, the guy who skated his ass off to get to the other end, turns around and skates that way. And he leaves Tavares in the dust. How in the world on a 3-on-3 do you have the slowest skater in the NHL on the ice? That is a Keefe bonehead move. Have someone who can skate. 3-on-3 requires skating. Tavares can't skate. And they score. 4-3 overtime. I'm going to take a little time here. Things bug me. And with things that bug me are people that... So unfortunately for me, I live in Toronto, and it used to be really good. I used to be able to listen to Fan 590 in the morning. Good sports commentary. And then they had, I actually liked it, Scott McCarthan, I believe it was it, I'll probably get the name wrong, but it was an ex-Leaf. And for whatever reason, his mind escapes me right now. Mike something. Anyways, enjoyable. I used to drive in the morning and I listen to this and I go, fine. They now have on Fan 590 the most unlistenable program in the history. I can't listen to it anymore. It's tough. Someone named Eilish, and was the other guy, Justin Cuthbert, but then it was like J.D. Bunkus. It's just a bunch of young people who don't know crap about hockey. And yeah, I'm going to sound like an old fart, but they don't know nothing. They talk about basketball and about songs and about, where Drake is coming to town. And it's so garbage. I'd love to know what the ratings are, because there's no way anyone can listen to this drivel. Anyways, unfortunately for me, I like to go to TSN 1050, which is it's not better. Well, it's a little bit better. It can't be any worse than Eilish and Justin Cuthbert or whatever. Just unlistenable. I mean, it's just pathetic. I guess it's got to make sure that we have I don't even want to get into it because I'll get myself into trouble. It's just unlistenable. As a sports fan, I'm a sports fan. Can't listen to it. Well, TSN goes to commercials, and I can't listen to commercials. So I switch over, and I hear Justin Cuthbert tell me this. John Tavares has been a warrior this year. He is the best player on the Leafs. I know they threw up. What are you talking about, Justin Cuthbert? You related to Chris? Maybe that's how you got the job? What you just proved, you piece of garbage, which is your only job is to do sports broadcasting, is you don't watch the games. Eilish agreed. She obviously doesn't watch the games. In the Vegas game, I showed you the clip of the second period intermission. He watched the second goal for the Vegas Knights. Watch it and tell me the warrior that John Tavares is. Here's how they actually get their thoughts on the game. They check the bloody score sheet. And you know what? John Tavares has 9 points in 8 games. Bravo! And bravo! Oh, you sound good, John. Oh. No one talks about the fact that half his goals are because an amazing pass went to him. But bravo, John! Bravo! John Tavares has been awful. No, you want to go to the next. See, there's the points where they get it goals and assists, but then you can go to they're plus minus. And today, Tavares, Nylander, and Robertson, and whoever the hell they threw on there afterwards, got destroyed. It never left the end. The only time John Tavares touched the puck in the other end was on a power play. And he had an assist. Oh, bravo, John, bravo. You get dominated. You're an $11 million player who got dominated by Barbanov. Eilish, Justin, honest, Sportsnet, it's pathetic that you put these nimrods on. If anyone thinks that John Tavares has been a warrior this year, one word for you, or sorry, not one word for you, a phrase for you. Watch the game. Because you ain't watching it. Tavares tonight was atrocious. The whole team was atrocious. I will leave you with the word of the day. Gentle. You can't watch this team. I have no idea how I don't even know how you improve. I know Jake Muzzin on the LATR. Perfect. How do you improve this team? You went from Kashe and whatever, the Makheyevs and the players that had a little bit of drive to them. And you replaced them with Yanni Urankok, who I was told was supposed to be this great player. He's disgusting. A hyphen guys that don't hit anybody. That's what you replace them with? Dubas? Gentle.